What are you doing?
Educating myself. I have to be ready when I start work.
You're not getting that job, you know. It's been 2 days since your so-called interview.
They liked me, I'm sure of it. I don't have very much time to learn how to act smart, so they won't think I'm just a dumb animal.
You are an animal. You're my delusion. You're not even talking to me, and you didn't go on a job interview.
Can't you just accept the fact, Larry? I used to be a dog, now I'm a person. It's as simple as that.
That is not simple. That's anything but simple. The universe has to follow certain rules. There's a straightforward, rational explanation for everything that happens. There's no magic or miracles. You just trace back to the cause. In my case, the only reasonable cause is some form of psychosis. That's the simplest answer, so it has to be the correct answer.
Yes, that is the principle in the philosophy of science known as Occam's razor, right? Strange name.
Philosophy of science?
I've been Googling and reading up. Well, maybe Occam's razor cuts both ways.
Occam's razor cuts both ways. Great! Now my dog wants to discuss philosophy with me. What the hell does that mean, Occam's razor cuts both ways?
Oh, it means this. If you can measure something empirically, me, for example, then that has to become your starting point. I'm currently 5'8" and weigh 135 pounds. I used to be, 60-some pounds and stand less than 2 feet. I walk on 2 legs now instead of 4, and, except for the top part of my head, am no longer covered in blonde fur. Those are the facts, Larry, but if you prefer your fantasy of being insane, then you must be crazy.
Why are you talking like this?
Oh, I thought you wanted me to sound scientific. You didn't like it when I acted dumb.
You can't use logic. If you are a dog, it follows that you cannot reason. If you cannot reason, you cannot argue. People reason, dogs just have instinct.
Oh, and people don't? You humans operate on instinct as much as we do. You really need to be more open-minded about other living things, Larry. Don't be so anthropocentric.
Anthropocentric? Where are you getting all these big words? Why don't you just bark like any other dog?
I'm not just any other dog. Do you still think I'm a hallucination?
Actually, I've been working on an alternative explanation.
For me being human.
Maybe you were human all along. And I went crazy when I brought you home from the pet shop.
That was 4 years ago.
Right. You never were a dog, you always were human. And when I brought you home to Caroline, I deluded myself into thinking you were a dog. But she saw that you really were a human. Bringing home another woman, no wonder she left me.
She didn't leave you until almost a year later, and it wasn't because of me. You know that, Larry. Your hypothesis is flawed. There's a lot of other evidence I was a dog.
Like what?
Like you could get my records from the veterinarian. He certainly would have noticed if I was not a dog. Your hypothesis doesn't make sense.
My hypothesis. Well, what's yours? You've been doing all this Googling.
It could have been something like this. Did you know that dog DNA and human DNA are 85% identical?
No. Is that true?
Yeah, it's a fact.
You have been on Google.
So what I figure is the remaining 15% of mine got jiggled somehow.
Jiggle. Is that a scientific term?
Like bites in a computer after an electrical surge.
So, if your genes got jiggled, what does that make you, a mutant?
Exactly.
Sorry, it's an interesting theory, but DNA doesn't work that way. It takes generations on generations for a change to take effect.
Oh, well, maybe it just doesn't really matter. I'm just me like you are just you. We both have no other choice.
Hey, Miss Golden? No, there's no one here by that name. I think you have the wrong...
This is Ginger Golden. I'm sorry, that was my brother Larry. He's, mental. Of course I am. Of course I do. Oh, yes, tomorrow. I can start tomorrow. I'll be there.